Mercedes-AMG driver's seat brought to you by a Mercedes-AMG. Be prepared for whatever comes your way. The all-new GT four-door coupe, because life's a race. Visit your local dealership for a test drive today. We had the opportunity earlier this season, to connect with Melissa Etheridge over the phone and then in person in Los Angeles. She did a song for us with a stat of the day. So very sweet. And she was going to be doing the anthem yesterday in Kansas City. Grew up a Chiefs fan. And we thought, you know what? Chiefs at home and their number one seed, chance to go to the Super Bowl. Let's book her for Monday. It'll be a great moment. She sings the anthem and the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. Well, half was right. She sang the anthem and did a great job as always, but the Chiefs are not going to the Super Bowl. And the singer-songwriter, Melissa Etheridge, joining us on the program. How's morale today, Melissa?
You know, it's that morning after, and I got to tell you, even though I'm waking up here in Kansas City, it's freezing cold, it was quite a night. We haven't had a night like that. It was such a game, and I feel like there's so much talent in that locker room, and I don't feel like it's a fluke. I feel like, you know, here we go. I'm that morning after football fan that's like, we got it next year. You know, we're undefeated already.
Are you in denial?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're just like any other fan, but
Yes.
this one where, you know, you got a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. See, that's a great. Hey, when we beat the Colts, we went further than, you know, we have in a generation. We went further, and so this was amazing. But, you know, yeah, it was hard to see that. God, it's hard to just sit there and watch Tom Brady just throw to Edelman. You know, it's just hard. It's hard to go, God. You know, and of course we'll talk about our defense, but it was a great game. You know.
Do you hate Tom Brady?
Do I? No, I don't hate anybody. I appreciate his greatness. I appreciate his ability. You know, Belichick, on the other hand, I don't know.
All right. Well, take me through your day when you're preparing for the anthem. How do you prepare? Oh, well, that's a mental thing, because the national anthem is one of the hardest songs to sing on earth. There's nothing really melodic or nice about it. You can't, you know, you just got to jump right into it. And you also know that if you mess it up, that possibly could be your career. That's going to stay with you forever and ever and ever. And so there's, you know, just a little bit of nervousness. But, you know, I get there and I get to sing for a sound check. So I went out and realized just how cold it was going to be and how it was cold last night. But is it also that first note, or the first, like when you first sing, because you got to be on the right pitch when you sing the anthem. It feels like it can get out of hand sometimes. And I don't know, pregame to real game and noise and all of that, and it's cold and the cameras are on you, and all of a sudden you got to make sure you start out on the right pitch or it's going to go sideways.
Oh, you got to start low. You got that was my and I'm such a silly girl. I don't ever use like a pitchfork or, you know, a tuning, you know, pitch pipe, whatever those are that give you the note. I just
you may have used a pitchfork yesterday on Belichick,
but almost. But, you know, I just in my head it's like, oh, say, I know I got to hit that first note's got to be low. So I sort of sing those first three notes over and over and over in my head, so that, you know, when they're announcing me, I'm oh say, so I don't say, and all of a sudden I can't hit man the land of the free. You got to start low.
I find this interesting with fans, that I always feel like when you overachieve, you do a little more than people thought. If I would have said at the beginning of the year to you, Melissa, the Chiefs are going to go to the AFC title game, but you're going to lose in overtime to Tom Brady in dramatic fashion, would you sign up for that, or would you rather take you know, a season where you don't make the playoffs or you have a first-round exit?
No. Give me this AFC championship game. This was huge. It really was. And losing to the GOAT, okay, you know. We lost to the greatest. You know, okay. All right, that's okay.
Do we do that in music? Do we designate GOAT? Like
No, we don't. I think we went like Elvis Presley and maybe Aretha Franklin maybe, but it's so it's so objective. It's so or subject. I forget which one that is, but it's so someone's tastes, and someone who likes me, somebody else certainly might not like my music, and I don't think you can say the greatest really in music at all.
Yeah. How long
competition, like how many passes you can throw and stuff, that sort of thing.
Well, unless it's like number one or hits or album sales or Grammys or thing. I don't know if we keep track of that and say, that's a way to tell who is one of the greatest or the greatest of all time.
Yeah, because then it becomes, Taylor Swift and that sort of thing. So, because sales are funny too. Who knows? Did
you meet Patrick Mahomes?
I did not. I did not. You know what? But my favorite part of singing the anthem is every time I step down, Andy Reid hugs me. So I've hugged Andy Reid twice. He stands right in front of me when I sing the anthem. It's really something.
That's by design, I think. Are you going to watch the Super Bowl, Melissa?
Oh, I'll say no until it comes time, and then I will. Because I'm that fan. It's like, I don't want to see Brady do whatever. Whatever. But yeah, I'll watch it because I'm a huge football fan, and I love it. And that's just it's the end game, and then we start all over again.
And you said you talked about maybe coming up with a song, and we thought a song called "The Gunslinger" for Patrick Mahomes, a little rockabilly song about the gunslinger. Are you working on that?
It's funny. I kept thinking, no, I'm not going to do it this year. I really want to see what's going to happen here.
Yep.
I bet you next year. I bet you next year when we start rolling into the season and I'm all excited again, I'll have a little more backstory to write on a song. I can talk about the last showdown in Arrowhead or something, maybe next year.
But, sometimes pain brings about the best kind of music.
Oh, that was my first 20 years of my career, yeah.
It's going too well for you, Melissa. That's the problem. Now you got a little pain. Now you tap into that.
It'll be a hit song, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It will. Yes. You've been a great sport with your time. Sorry it didn't end the way you thought or hoped, but we appreciate you joining the program, and thanks again.
Thank you. I want to again thank the Chiefs. They allowed me the opportunity to sing the anthem, and it just meant a lot to me. And they just did a great job, and they can hold their heads up. They just really, really did well. And see you next year.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Dan.
That's Melissa Etheridge. You know what? How this happened is I asked Melissa, being a Chiefs fan, have you ever sang the anthem? And she said, I have, but not with the Chiefs. And then the Chiefs were listening, somebody in their front office, and then they reached out to Melissa and then brought her in to sing the anthem. So that's pretty cool. If you missed any of our interviews this week from the Mercedes-AMG Man Cave, go to the Dan Patrick Show app. You can watch and listen from inside the Mercedes-AMG Man Cave. Mercedes-AMG driving performance.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.